So I got the chance to sit down with one of our clients, Taiwan. He joined us at zero in his coaching business, and now 2 months in, just had a $12,000 sales week. So you're really going to enjoy this interview with him because it's going to show you what it looks like to be running a successful coaching business on the internet. Now, his niche is helping people start car rental businesses. So if that sounds cool to you, you can listen to this whole interview and hear his experience becoming a paid client of ours inside of the Consulting Blueprint program, where we helped him script out his marketing, his ads, help him set up his meetings, how to run those meetings, and even how to run and deliver his program. All of that in detail in this interview. So enjoy. All right, Taiwan, welcome, dude.
How you going, man?
Doing really good, dude. Doing really, really
Yes,
good.
sir.
You've been killing it. You've been just absolutely killing it. It's really cool watching you, come into the program and do the work that you've done. I mean, I really just give you guys the credit. Yeah, I give you all the credit, man. You did the work. You're putting in the time, putting in the hours, and you're asking the right questions. Your head is screwed on straight. You're doing it. So it's why it's working for you. So tell the viewers who are maybe listening to this a bit about yourself and about like at what stage you joined, why you joined, and kind of what's happened since you've been a part of things. And yeah, we can kind of go from there and tell them your offer and everything too, so people have those specifics.
Okay. Got you. Well, I joined about 2 months ago and my offer. So I basically teach people how to start their own car rental businesses privately. So I know you may have a Turo, get around hire car, things of that nature, but I teach people how to do it on their own just so they can have a business they can pass down to their kids. So, but yeah, started 2 months ago. Was very different. I never had so much detailed and organized information to go through when it comes to the course, the calls, and all those things. So that was a plus. And before that, the reason why I ended up joining in the first place, I hired my first coach. I paid about $10,000 for the coach, and got no sales. So
Mm.
it was a 6 month program, and I just wanted to hop into the online space. I've been doing what I was doing for about 3 years or so. So like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna package this up and sell it to people, and then also as well teach people what I've been able to do, just so it can replace their job income and things of that nature as well. So went to that coach, did the information, no results. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, I guess this wasn't for me, But ended up running into like an ad of yours, and I was like, you know what? This sounds kind of good. Went through that process. Talked to Cam, man. He's a great guy, bro. Everything was smooth, clear there. I was like, you know what? Might as well just try it, man. So it was definitely a great decision. It was one of the great decisions, man. So yeah,
It's awesome, dude. What are you wrapping up this month at?
we'd be about 15,000 this month.
2,000 in sales, dude. I mean,
Yes,
look,
sir.
man, we attract the coolest clients. Like I say it all the time, God's blessed us, dude. I really don't know what we're doing right. Like, I'm just being super vulnerable. I'm like,
Yeah,
we're doing something really right because it's just like we
right.
continually get people who just come in and are like ready to do the work. They're humble, they're ready to receive. And it just makes such an awesome community. Why do you think it's accelerated you so quickly, man? What do you think it was about yourself or the program, the mindset you joined with? Just why do you think it worked so well for you?
I think it was just the clear details of what to do. When I just started thinking about it, of course, going into it was like a lot of information, like okay, but once you break it down to just add, set, sell, coach, and I was able to write that down on my board. I had it on my phone. I look at it every single day. So it's just like find a winning ad, learn how to set, learn how to sell, and coach. So just figuring out, just looking at the proven system and just following exactly to the T. There's no reason why you should not have some type of success. So.
There you go, man. What state of mind were you in when you joined? Like what was going through your head that you're like, all right, let me give this a shot. Like kind of help maybe the viewers understand that a little bit. Because usually what happens, people listen to this to kind of like feel out our program, to
Okay.
be candid. You know what I mean? Like that's it's so and they turn away the wrong people. People listen to these and like, this
Hmm.
isn't for me. And it
For sure.
also brings in the right ones. So kind of what was the state of mind that you joined with, man? Like what was going through your head, seasonal life? Kind of talk about that a little bit, dude. Maybe who knows, it'll resonate with the right and push away the wrong.
Season of life. So it was probably, like I said, 6 months before you guys. I ended up joining you, hiring a coach during
Mm-hmm.
that period of time. How just I am in general, I want to go all in on something. So I went all in on the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I spent $10,000, no results. So
Crazy.
I'm darn near pulling all my money I'm making from this business, trying to fund the coaching business. So I'm like, all right, it has to work. It has to work. If this doesn't work, I got to go back to the business, build it back up, and then try it again. So
And again,
um, yeah, at a desperate place, man, just trying to figure out something in a need. Like I needed it right then and there, bro. So
wow.
yeah,
I didn't know that about you, man. I don't know, because I only know so much to be frank. Like,
Mm,
and
yeah,
I remember being at a stage in my business where I like knew every client, knew their whole story. It's just a different
yeah,
story now, and it'll be the same for you. Like, I know you're gonna get to six figures a month, dude. Like I no doubt. Like, you've got the right headspace, you got a great offer. Seems like your clients are winning. So, once you get well above that, it's just like it's so fun getting to reconnect and be like, oh, that's your story. Sick. So like
mm,
maybe talk a bit more about that, dude. Like back in the corner. Like I didn't know that that was a situation for you. I mean, however much you're willing to share, you know what I mean?
yeah, for
Because
sure.
sometimes we have people that they come in loaded. Like we had somebody join 2 days ago who runs a mortgage business and they do like millions of dollars a year, really successful guy. Then other times you
Yeah,
got people who like, yeah, like it needs to work. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So if you could speak to that a little bit, I think it'd be really beneficial for other people.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, I started there. And it was just at first I wasn't going to do it. I was fine with just making my 10, $15,000 a month in my own business. I was like, that was enough for me. I'm cool. But then I started to, get more into my faith and be like, you know what? I have to go teach people what I'm doing just so they can have that blessing of, gaining that time and freedom back with their family. So it's like, okay, let's go do this. I have no idea about no marketing, selling is completely blank. And that was just 6 months ago. So everything I'm doing now, it all happened during this period of time. But yeah, dumping money into that business, dumping money into the coaching, dumping money into the coaching, and it came to a point where I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, even when in that coaching program. So, because I wanted to go all in, so I was not
Yeah.
nurturing that business, I wasn't feeding it or anything. So I was just
Yeah.
constantly taking up out of it, constantly taking up out of it, and coming to your coaching program, that was I didn't even have that 5,000. That was just out of credit, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just put my faith in God here. I'm gonna just go for it, and
Wow.
yeah, I was rewarded for it, man. Yeah, so
Wow, man. God is good, dude.
yeah, all
That's
the
so
time.
cool. That's so
Yeah, man.
cool. I didn't know that that was the scenario. I had this idea of you in my head. I don't know where I got it. You just
Mm,
people in passing, kind of thought your other business was just like shooting off, like you were doing great. I mean, not that you couldn't, but that's what I
for
thought.
sure.
Is you were rolling in it. That's kind of the impression I
Yeah,
had. So that's so sick, dude. I didn't know that. I didn't know that we were that bet for you. I'm honored, happy that we could have done that
yeah,
for you. And it's really you, man. Like, you did the work. Like, we just set the stage. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are the ones who actually make it work, put in the time. I remember the only and maybe you've asked another question on a call, on a group call. Because
mm,
for those of you who aren't in the program, every Friday I do a call. Got like a bunch of clients in there. It's a lot of fun. And for you, dude, I remember the only question that I remember you asking. I don't know if you've answered the questions. You said, "How do I get obsessed with this," meaning 4 or 5 sales calls a day without
right.
wavering in my walk with God, which is an
Mm,
awesome question. And now not everybody in our community is Christian, totally fine. They're going to have their thing, you know what I mean? But the question is applicable to everything, everything that matters to you outside of business, right? And we went into that subject, and that's kind of when I knew, like, oh, this guy's like, he's gonna like start to really get it. Because like that
yeah,
was the same question I started to ask when I like was starting to
mm,
like buckle down and like get really serious about the business, you know what I mean? I was like, how do
yeah,
I do this without like, becoming like, I don't know. I don't want it to be like the only facet of my character. You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
But I do want to succeed massively. So, dude, that's so cool. I didn't know that. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
man.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
man.
man. Okay, so you say add, set, sale, coach. Let's get a little tangible for people here about like, okay, specifically when I learned this, that's when things started to kind of click a little bit. What would
Hmm.
you say some of those things are for you? Maybe that included ad set, sale, close, or ad set, sale, coach. Um, what else? What else comes to mind in terms of like when I got this is one things because 6 months with another coach, 10 grand. I don't know the coach. Maybe it's just not right fit. Who knows? I never like to throw anybody under the bus.
For sure.
I'm sure they were doing the best job they could. But then you're here 2 months, you do 15 grand in a month, and so it's like, what did we do right? I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you took away.
I think it's just the setting appointments was huge when I started to frame it a little bit better. So knowing like going into the conversation, what questions am I going to ask? What am I looking for?
Mm,
Just so I can qualify the client as well. But
mm.
then a huge shift for me was well with just like the sales script. So
Oh yeah, dude.
it kind of relates to what I wanted to move in anyways. It's like a life coach. I love helping people. So on these calls, it feel like I'm counseling people. You know what I mean? It feels like I'm really getting deep and down and talking to people feeling their pain and trying to find a solution for that pain as well. So
Mm.
that point right there, when I got that, I was like, man, this is it. So it's amazing, bro. Yeah,
It's butter after that point, man.
it's
It
fun.
really
Yeah,
is.
it's amazing.
Once it clicks, you're like, holy cow, like there's a way where in
Right.
45 minutes I can take somebody from saying, I don't even know if I want to do to at the end of it, they're paying 5 grand for a thing, like without making any promises you can't keep, without doing anything unethical, without doing anything slimy. Like, dude, I that was huge for me at the time. It's so cool that that was what it was for you because I think the like real ones who like really get it, like the clients of ours that go on to do like, you know, 2, 5, even like 10 million bucks a year, they understand that like that's the real like that right there. Like if we can pass that off, that's worth 10 times the cost of the program, to be fair. Cause it's just like now you have that skill, dude. Man, you're never gonna go broke. Like you're always gonna have that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's so sick, dude. How does
it's
that feel,
amazing.
man? Knowing that you kind of conquered that mountain of like taking a stranger and getting them to admit their problem, admit their pain, open up to you, make a decision, and buy an expensive thing. Like, what does that feel like to now be able to do that now versus, a couple months ago, couldn't do it?
Man, honestly, it feels amazing. But I'm such in a locked in place right now. It's just like it's not over, like it's not done. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
dude.
I got a
This is a
long way to
little
go.
peak.
So,
This is a little
right,
peak. This interview is a
yeah,
little peak. You're gonna get right back to it. So if you had to
right.
get to that peak, how does it feel?
Um, like job well done. You know,
There you go, dude.
yeah, job well done.
There you go, dude. There you go. I love it for you, man. I love it for you.
I
No,
appreciate it,
dude,
man,
what's really cool about and I'm just gonna get real religious for a second.
for sure.
Like when God is in it, man, and you really pray, like, all right, God, show me what to give my people, Because like I didn't, nobody really showed me that stuff. You know what I mean? I just learned it, tried it, experimented, figured it out, packaged it, like sorted it kind of in my own head. Man, don't get me wrong, I've had a ton of mentors, I've had really, really, really great help. But that specific thing, dude, that was just like just reps and time and frameworks. Be the same for your clients, right? So like, I would encourage you and you specifically, Taiwan, on this call, but also people who are listening to the recording, like pray for your clients. Pray for your
Mm,
clients and pray that you have the wisdom and insight. Like King Solomon asks God for wisdom.
right.
He says, all right, God, give me wisdom. And then guess what? He goes on to write a majority of
Mm,
some of the books in the Bible. Not a majority, but vast. Him compared to most of the other writers, he writes a lot of stuff, right? And
right.
that's not without cause. It's not without reason or rhyme. That's baked into the laws of our universe. If you ask God, what am I supposed to give this person? Guide me, give me the wisdom, give me the insights, make me who I need to be to lead these people. Because the becoming comes before the having. So you need to become that person, and then you can have the rewards of leading people,
Mm,
getting paid well, putting your message out there, right? So you need to become first. And that's where, dude, I think you're just starting to kind of get that. You know what I mean? Kind of be like, all right, like I'm putting that leader hat on. You know what I mean?
right.
Gonna serve people, change lives. Something about that when you can kind of tick over from trying to get a business off the ground too. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think it's where you need
Mm,
to be to. Okay, I just had a $15,000 month. The math of 6 figures a month is starting to kind of come in a little bit. Starting like, okay, I see how much I need to spend, how many sets, how many closes. Like, it's starting to maybe
right.
feel real for you right now. I'm telling you, man, pray for your clients. Pray that God gives you wisdom. Pray for your clients and pray over the business. Have you read the book Prayer of Jabez yet? Have I mentioned that
No,
to
I have
you?
not.
Bro,
Mm-mm.
you got to pick that book up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that for sure.
You
Prayer of
should totally
Jabez.
pick that book up. How to ask God for expansion of your kingdom biblically, from a biblical perspective. You
Mm,
know, just a powerful read, man. Just super, super powerful. How do you ask God to give you more without it being unordained? You know.
right.
Well, dude, what does the future look like, man? Kind of where you want to take this. What's the goal? Maybe we could do a little bit of like live coaching or something, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, it's to build. It's I have like academy in mind. So I want to have like three different facets of that academy. So I want it to be, physical, spiritual, and then financial. So, brother, if I'm having a coach, a fitness coach, and a nutritionist, then I'll have a
Mhm.
spiritual pastor or something that will come by. Then also financial. car rentals, marketing, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and allow somebody to come in this program and this academy and literally walk out a different type of way. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the huge goal for it. I don't know if it's going to be an in-person location or if it's virtual, but for now, I would say that's the big goal right now for me.
It's good, dude. It's good. What, let me ask you a question just to get clear. Like somebody comes in your door, leaves your door. What does the outcome look like for a client of yours if they do everything you have them do?
I would like them to be able to one, go out there and make more disciples. Two, as well, have a whole different health transformation. So have that dream body or just be more healthier outside of it. And then also as well, doing something that they love and then be able to take care of their families without having to go work for a boss and do, some crazy type of work, man. So I would say just a completely 360 of how they were before and then just
Love
get
that.
into that dream life, man.
Awesome. And what does it look like to be delivering that for you right now? Are you still doing like a lot of one-on-one for your clients currently, or what does
Uh,
that kind of look like?
Yeah, so we're at six right now. I'm
Yep.
planning when I go to 10, I would do start doing the group.
Cool. That's maybe where I can help you a little bit, right?
Okay.
And I mean, this material is in the program, right? And you could ask Jose Antonio, your coach, whatever. But what I want you to do is actually before you get to 10, start to plant the seeds of that group
Okay.
now. So tell your clients, hey, just letting you know soon, I don't know when, I'm gonna kind of get all you guys together. I got this other client, drop a name, talk about the results. And I've actually got 5 other guys I'm working with. And I just
Okay.
want to do like, would it be fun to get together in a group so we can kind of work on this together? They're all gonna be like, yes, that sounds amazing, right?
For sure.
So just plant that seed now, okay? And then what I want you to do is on your sales calls, start to practice selling the community as a
Mm,
primary value add as opposed to proximity to you.
right. That's
Okay, does
good.
that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So once you do that, then you can kind of move from one-on-one to that group setting without upsetting too many relationships,
Mm,
right? Because a lot of the time people try to make that it feels artificial, and I made this mistake. I pushed everybody into a group when they all expected one-on-one, and you can do that and burn some relationships, but that's just not how I like to roll. So plant the seed now. At the end of your one-on-one coaching calls with your 6 clients over this week here, it's Monday. I imagine by Friday you've met with them all at least once.
for sure.
Back of your mind, I'm gonna plant that seed at the end of the call, and then just get them in a group chat. Just introduce. Hey, could everybody just introduce themselves? Drop a voice note, who you are, what you're working on, what stage you're at, why you joined, your goals. I'm gonna do a group thing soon. Just literally just for fun. Don't even make
Okay.
it a thing. No pressure on yourself. The community is the asset. Okay.
Gotcha.
And then what I want you to do is, like I said, sales calls, start to practice. Hey, it's still one-on-one with you, but you got this group chat thing that's really cool.
Mm,
And then you'll move kind of into, well, the group chat, the community. Actually, to be honest, the community is almost as valuable as I am. And it honestly is because I am maybe 7 years into this game, Taiwan. So, like, on some level, I have to like really think to get back to what that 0 to 1 looked like and felt like and how to like help somebody through that. But the whole
right.
community, like, you're on group calls in our community, and that's why you're succeeding, because you're on the group calls. You see people are dealing with the same problems that you're dealing with. And so just by being present, you're getting what you need,
Right.
right? So that's kind of how you make the transition. It takes about maybe 30, 60 days, and just it takes relearning a little bit of that, like how to make the offer at the end of the call once you've established their current situation and why they don't want to be there anymore, desired situation and why that's important to them, and then the reasons why they haven't made that shift themselves. You know, um, it's all about, all right, you're a great fit. You kind of go into that stuff. What do you want to know? They tell you what they want to know, and you talk about the community. So, do you remember your call with Cam on our team?
Yes, sir.
Did he share the screen and show you inside of the community?
Hmm.
That's that, dude. Right?
Right.
That's that. To show the community. People will pay just as much, maybe even more, dude, to like be in your community.
To be in the community.
Does that make sense? Be in
I
proximity,
gotcha.
learn from osmosis. And so it's a two-way benefit. You can't see it as a one-way benefit of I'm going to get to groups so I can scale. That's kind of the wrong way to think
Right.
about it. I'm going to benefit them by getting in osmosis proximity to people who are on that journey, just like they are. And as a benefit, I get to go further. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So yeah, dude, that's how you'll do that. And then make a couple sales there. Okay. Start to just make it a rhythm that you have these group calls with your one-on-ones. You can even tell them candidly, hey man, if you don't mind, we're gonna have a lot of new clients join. I'm actually not doing any one-on-one anymore. We're just getting too many clients. Could you just keep it between you and I that I'm doing one-on-one with you, please? That way nobody
Mm,
feels upset. And most of the time,
right.
if you have good relational capital with people, which means you've given them more than you've taken over time, then they're always willing to do this stuff for you. You know what I mean? And you say, all right, we're gonna do group from here. And just observe. And if somebody needs a one-on-one, step in and do it. Over deliver, do it. Like don't actually not be willing to do it. It's just you're testing the waters there, right? So have
For
the
sure.
one-on-one calls once a week, maybe twice a week if you need them. Do you have your course built yet? Mm,
Yes, sir. I'm still, how you were saying, like building to keep on building it while I'm coaching. So
cool.
I have base things, but I'm also still adding on every so week or so.
Is it good enough to get somebody like halfway there if they didn't have support, would you
For
say?
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then it's good enough because the
Okay.
group does the rest, right? So you don't want the group calls to be the primary form of delivery of the content, the core content. You want it to be the way that you relate content to the outliers. Because if it's the way, like, I mean, dude, my call Friday, I talked about the power of taking action and humbly learning lessons. Like, I wanted to have like an hour and a half, and people loved it
Mm,
because the course does the rest, the community does the rest. And now that we're aiming for a 10 million a year level, it's like we have one-on-one coaches too, right? So that's like another thing. But you know, not quite there yet, you know.
for
So, but
sure.
that'll be another thing you'll probably need at some point. Because we did 100 grand a month, just group course once a week from me. It's an awesome business model, man. So,
Very good.
does that all make sense, man? Any questions on that?
That's perfect. I did want to add on there too, that call you was talking about, like the humility.
Yeah.
The week, probably 2 weeks, that was another shift for me too as well. Um, Coming into the course, so I went through the course, I applied the information, and then I started to move in the direction of, you know what, I'm gonna just do my own thing a little bit. I'm gonna do my own thing. I can do this. I started acting like that a little bit.
Oh, so
Ego
you're going
starting
through
to
the
creep up.
course, kind of doing some of the work,
Yeah,
but then you're like, I don't need this.
right.
I can figure this out myself. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like probably a week before that, 12K week, I went back and did the course again. I'm like, okay, you know what? Listen to what he's saying to do and do exactly what he's going to tell you to do. The week after that, that's when I hit the 12. So um,
Dang, dude.
just killing that ego, man. It's huge, bro. I don't know what
It's
it is,
so
and
huge,
man,
man.
it's like I just have to kill
I try my best to be a guy that people aren't afraid to follow. But like at
it.
the end of the day, like I'm telling you, like it's kind of not my job to get you to just
Yeah,
be humble because man, I have calluses, dude. Like these aren't ideas I'm giving you. These are like learned
right.
lessons, man. You know, I
Mm,
mean, I've been in this for 10 times longer than I think people really even realize,
mm,
and moreover, and I appreciate that. It's cool to know that. But it's not really even a compliment to me. I don't take it that way. These are just like, truths underlie everything. And if you just do it for long enough, you figure out what works. So
exactly.
really credit be to the things that work. You know what I mean? And so that's really my job is just to give that to you guys, And it'll be the same for you. You know what I mean? Like a client succeeds and you're not the hero, dude. They're the hero. The things that work in them, they're the hero.
Exactly.
Right? You just figured out something that worked and they actually, did it, right? That's the cool thing about the model. So, dude, like, let me ask you, like, um, obviously we got a lot of clients in the program who are going to be watching this potentially, and I've actually got this week is kind of like my intentional. You're the first of a lot of. I'm just trying to do more interviews with you guys. Like I've just been
For
so
sure.
up here building a business. Let's get in there, talk to some people. So, dude, advice for clients or clients to be, anything that kind of comes to mind about how to make this program work, maybe particularly that for a sec. And then for people who maybe decide the program's not for them, which is fine, maybe advice to them as well. So kind of maybe two groups there. What would you say about, because 12 grand a week's no joke. And you're a young guy too. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm an old fart or anything, but you're young. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, and so it's like, it's pretty sick. Like, and that's not luck either. Like you know what you did right and you can repeat that. That's the real asset. It's like you didn't do
Exactly.
anything like luck. It was very predictable what you just did. So yeah, what's the advice, man? Just, as if you're leading a group call and everybody's like tuning in, what worked? What's the advice? I'd love to kind of get that from you.
I would say out, cut off all the outside noise. Coming into it, I was listening to different influencers. Do this way to sell. This works better. This works better. And I completely cut all that off. And I dive deep more into the mindset modules as well. So I come from a background of playing football. So people, when they think about football, they think about the playbook and they think about, okay, I'm going to study the playbook, I'm going to learn the playbook, and I'm going to run the plays. But you learn more about the playbook when you study the coach. So I began to start watching a lot more of your videos. I wanted to hear the way that you think. I wanted to slowly like take on the way like that you run your business. So it helped me do mine. So I think when I cut all that noise off and just really focus on the words that you were saying and the mindset of how to run this business, it's speeded up for me too as well that way. So
Love that, dude. I
yes,
agree,
sir.
man. I have one mentor at a time usually, just like one guy I'm all in with. Like, my most recent one, who I'm actually not doing calls with anymore, just because I feel like I got like everything I needed. It was over the span of like 6 months. Just like, all right, dude, you're the only person I'm listening to until I'm like here. And so that's
Right.
really good, dude. And yeah, man, it's like a red flag for me when I see, because I follow you guys. You know what I mean? I follow a lot of my clients. I don't know if I'm following you specific, but I follow a lot of my clients. Just to keep eyes. And it's a red flag for me when they're like posting short form from like entrepreneur influencers on their story. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you just gotta buckle down, put the blinders on. Like you paid me all this money, and now you're gonna like. And there's nothing wrong with Hormozy. Like I freaking love the guy, but it's like,
For sure.
dude, like you made a commitment. Like this is the path. Let's follow the path.
Exactly,
And
man.
I love that you bring that up because it's so true. It's just so true. Like, and I think that you have that experience as an athlete, kind of like this is like the power of making a decision and like freaking sticking to it,
Exactly.
and just saying like, I'm not playing this sport. I'm not doing this training way. I'm just all in on this. So I think you
Mm,
have experience with some of that agency over your life that maybe is to your benefit. So it's great advice, dude. It's really good advice.
gotcha.
Um, let's wrap it here, dude. Where do you want to be a year from now in the program? Where would you like to be?
A year from now, I should be in SB. That's the next goal, and
Love it.
yeah, I'm aiming to do next year should be 6 figure months, and
Six.
just constantly growing, man.
There you go,
Just
dude.
constantly growing. So
There you go. I think you do 100 grand a month by the end of the year. If you do the group thing right and you scale your ad, that's like
together,
kind of all you got to do.
right?
You
You're
know?
right. Yeah, true. Yeah,
Like, dude, get into SV, 100% happy to help you. But like, man, like, scale your ad, do the group thing. You'll get it. And obviously, I'd love if you joined, but dude, it's so simple. Like the conversations at the level are so simple. Look at your tracking sheet. It's like math. I
that's
have to
it.
work way harder on CV clients than I do SP clients. They give me like they pay all this money and they send me like one question every other week and they
Yeah,
want like 500 grand a month. We got this
it's
one guy,
crazy.
Gherkin. He's a client of ours. I think his top ones was 700 grand a month. Yeah, and he literally we met quarterly. And so it's like some of the easy
Crazy.
work, dude. But yeah, man. So just scale your ad, get the group thing going, and study some of my calls. So how you run a group is you really start to think like, okay, I want to keep people on topic with what is important to them. Because you want to
Mm,
be proactive, not reactive.
for
A good
sure.
group call is you really run it. A bad one is you're just kind of responding to like, because I'm sure you've noticed this with your clients, they don't even really know what they need. You know what I
At
mean?
all.
They're
Right.
focused on the wrong stuff. So you can get good at like redirecting that focus without attacking their like ego. That's a huge
Mm,
skill. Huge skill. Just be like, hey, I get where you're coming from on that, but I think this is actually more important. Here's why. Keeping them on that straight and narrow, of like the CST, the path you build, you know.
mm,
Because people will like an example in CB will be like people will be like, hey, I only signed one client and I only spent $10 on my ad and I'm just a little nervous about group. I'm like, you're barely even doing anything. Like, get your ad up, it's keeping people on that narrow. But yeah, dude. I mean, look, this has been a phenomenal interview. I appreciate your time. I think I'll probably call off the recording and then just hang out with you for a sec and help you out wherever, and then yeah, go from there. So, any closing words from yourself about like the program, the community, the commitment, the results, advice to others, anything like that.
just I would say just the plus the community too as well. Like you're putting everybody in a group who's like how you said growing from osmosis. So you can use people from the group, do practice sales calls, practice DM setting. Like it's literally everything that you need, man. I don't know why. I actually told Cam on the call. This was the last thing. He was when doing the offer at the end. He was like, "All right, it's going to be this price," and I was like, "Well, I thought it was going to be more than that." So I was like, "All right." It's like, okay, cool. Let's just go for it, bro. So yeah.
I love that, dude. That's so sick, man. There's a there's an attitude that a successful clients have.
Right.
Honestly, man, and people think I say this on sales calls just to make the sale, and I genuinely don't. The attitude of people that go on to succeed in our program is I'm all in. No questions. Tell me what to
Exactly.
do. What do I have to pay? Let's go. Like it's like the people that fail though, they're kind of like they do this thing where they just go in loops with themselves, never make decisions, gotta run it by like 8 people, like it's just like it's not gonna work.
Mhm.
So it's what it is. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for the interview. Thanks for your time and being willing to shout us out there. And yeah, we'll get to work. I'll end the recording now and we'll just hang out. So
Yes, sir.
cool, let's do it.